welcome to another interview with the Vocero Hispano. The prices have gone up for everything, for groceries, our bills, our gas, everything. And to talk about that specifically for consumers' energy, probably most of us have them for our electricity and our energy. We have Joshua Pachork, who is here from Consumers Energy, and he's going to talk to us about some tips of how to save energy and the assistance that they're going to be providing for many residents here in Michigan. So thank you so much for being here. I know we're under a winter storm warning, but you made it.
Yes. Yeah, thanks for having me here. I'm excited.
Yeah. I just wanted to start off by going back a few months. I know that Consumers Energy mentioned to us that there was going to be maybe like a 17% increase, but then a few months after, there's assistance being provided. So I wanted to dive into that. Why do you think that there was that increase?
Yep. Sure. So we started noticing really last fall the increase in the commodity price of natural gas. And basically what that means is natural gas worldwide, the cost of it was going to be going up. And here in Michigan, and for our natural gas customers who use natural gas to heat their homes, and they rely on Consumers Energy to provide that heat for them, that meant that most likely that their bills you were going to see a jump in your winter heating bills this season, and we have seen that. And that's not lost on us. Like you were saying at the beginning, the price of everything has been going up, and there's a lot of folks who are in tough financial positions, and they're trying to make decisions about, well, how can we afford our energy bills to keep our home warm? How can we pay for gas to get to work or to school or to to wherever? And so from our perspective, we want to do everything we can to be able to help our customers stay safe and stay warm in their homes this winter.
Yeah, and I know that I reached out to you maybe a few months ago too, trying to kind of see the reason behind why everything was increasing. But like you said, it's not just you guys, it's something global, I think, that has been happening, or international or nationally here with us. So, yeah. But you also mentioned that there was $15 million allocated for residents. So I just wanted to know how that works.
Yeah, that's a great question. So in January, so just last month, a few weeks ago, we announced a $25 million total assistance package to help our customers. And there's really two buckets of this. So there's $15 million in automated bill credits that will start appearing on customers' bills over the next month or two. And this will go to all Consumers Energy electric customers to basically just help provide a little bit of relief, to help them with their energy bills in 2023. The other bucket of assistance is a $10 million bucket that is designed to help those vulnerable families who are, like I said, trying to determine how are we going to make ends meet. And this is coming on top of another $7.25 million we provided in December to help that same population. And what this funding is it's going to these nonprofits around the state of Michigan. And if you need assistance, if you are looking at the bills and trying to make things add up and you just aren't sure how you're going to be able to afford your energy bills, there is help out there. There is assistance out there. And so you can call, it's 211. That's the number I want to share with all of your viewers, is 211. If you call that number, you can be connected with different assistance programs that we're helping to fund in your community, or they'll help you understand different payment plans or different payment options where it can reduce your monthly bill, until you can, until prices come down again, and then help you to stay warm in your homes this winter. Again, the whole point of this is to make sure that folks know assistance is available, it's out there, help is available. It's just going to try, to find that assistance, to find that help, and knowing where to look. But 211 is the number I want everybody to remember.
Yes, and it's easy to remember.
It's
So
easy.
that's a
Three,
good
those
thing.
3 numbers.
Yeah. I wanted to kind of circle back with that assistance that you guys are providing. You said that the money will basically go to those nonprofit organizations that are helping people. I also read that there was some type of like credit that will automatically be given towards your clients or consumers. How do we know that that credit is being applied to us? How will we know that that assistance is coming to us, or do we have to find it?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So that's that part of that $25 million I was talking about. So the $15 million in automated bill credits, that will be automatically applied to customers' bills. And it is something that you will see it on a separate line on your consumer's energy bill if you go and look. If you have any questions or want more information about it, you can always call us at Consumers. Our phone number is 1-800-477-5050. And our team members who are working on, who are responding to those phone calls and responding to those emails, they've been working all winter to try to make sure that people understand what assistance is out there, what do they qualify for, and where can they find information on their bills and things like that.
Okay, yeah, that was something I wanted to clarify, because some people would be like, oh, well, they're saying that they're giving us help, and I don't know how to tell.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Yes, I'm not sure if people are familiar with it, but for our consumers' energy bill, there's like a little section where they basically describe how many we've been using or how much, and within the past few months. So it should be saying there as well. So that's something that we should probably look out for
Absolutely.
in the next few months. And like I mentioned in the beginning of the interview, we are under a winter storm warning today at the time of this interview that's being recorded. So we're expecting just bad weather.
Yes.
Gross weather.
Awful weather.
Nasty weather. So how is Consumers Energy preparing for this? Or how have they prepared for other storms as well?
Absolutely. So the way we've been getting ready for this winter storm is over the past several days, we've been watching the weather forecast. We have an internal weather team that we have daily weather calls. And so we've been seeing this in the forecast developing over the past several days. We're also having meetings with our storm restoration team to determine how many crews are we going to need to have on the system, where we're looking at, what do we need to do to make sure our trucks and crew members are ready. The bottom line is the Consumers Energy team is ready for this winter storm. We're looking at it Wednesday afternoon, February 22nd. Ice is forecasted to come through, and then we have strong winds on the next day, Thursday, which could further complicate the situation. So with that said, though, our crew member, we'll have about 300 crews ready to respond. We have crews are being prepared. They're stocking their trucks, making sure they have all the essential materials necessary to work on restoration efforts as quickly as possible if this storm does come through and cause outages. We're pre-staging crews in areas that we expect will be hit the hardest. So over here in West Michigan, we're having crews staged in Grand Rapids and down in the Kalamazoo area so that they can get to these areas and neighboring communities quickly in case this storm does materialize and unfortunately causes outages. But again, we're ready. We've been watching it. We've had a handful of calls today. We have more calls this afternoon, and when the weather really starts picking up and intensifying, we should know by the end of the day Wednesday, what situation we're dealing with.
Yeah, and right now, as this is being recorded, we're seeing the snow come down, and it's more like a mixture, so we know that it could cause more outages or something.
Yep, especially if it starts getting, if it's right around this temperature, it's going to be more freezing rain, which is going to be turning to ice. If the temperatures start dropping, actually, we'll see it turn to snow. And it's not the snow we're worried about. It's the ice and then the wind gusts that we're watching closely. Even just a half inch of ice is equivalent to the amount of force if you dropped a piano on our power lines. That's how much, even just a half inch of ice, how many problems a half inch of ice can cause.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. I never thought about that.
Sure. Yeah.
What can people do if their power goes off during this winter storm or in general?
Sure. So what I would recommend is that you visit consumersenergy.com/outage center. That's where all of our information about power outages lives. But it's going to have helpful tips about, food safety. It's going to be helpful tips about phone numbers that you can call. It'll also provide on our outage map estimated times of restoration. I always want to stress that those times are just estimates. We try to be as accurate as possible, but if the storm, grows or causes further damage, those times may change. Or if our crews get to a scene and then they notice that there's more damage than originally we originally thought, those estimated times of restoration can change. But like I said, we've been working around the clock. It's kind of all hands on deck at Consumers right now to make sure we're as ready as possible. So if this storm does cause outages, we're able to start restoring power as quickly as possible. I know over the next few days, we're going to see temperatures down in the 20s on Friday and into the weekend. And so if there are outages, we want to make sure that we're able to get the power back on so folks are still warm in their homes. But if you do need any sort of warming shelter over the next couple of days, if this storm does cause power outages, that number again, 211, they have an entire list. We're working with them closely. They have an entire list of warming centers and communities all around West Michigan, all across the state, and they'll be able to help you find a place to go.
Yeah. Do you guys kind of have like an expectancy of how many outages there will be, like a number, or is that just how it happens, I guess?
Yeah, that's a great question. So what we do is we'll watch the weather forecast, and we're able to look at what areas, based on where this storm is projected to go through. Like I said, we have this team of meteorologists that we work closely with, who are able to say, well, these are the different areas that we expect will be hit hardest, and so we're able to generally understand like I said, where the areas that might see the most damage because of the storm. But yeah, that's kind of how we take, that's our approach to it.
Okay. Yeah, we've seen it happen in other storms and stuff, that there's outages, and I know you guys do work hard to try and restore it, so we probably would ask for people's patience as well. We know it's something difficult, but it's just mainly patience.
Yeah, especially in a storm like this, we have, if we do get the ice, the ice on the trees and the ice on the power lines, you're also going to have icy, slick roads. Yeah. And so our crews are going to be working 16-hour shifts. They're going to be out restoring power as quickly as possible. We end up rotating them through, so we have 24/7 coverage. They're working through the night. But with the ice on the roads, that'll cause some slower travel times for our trucks and for our crews. And so our customers are wonderful, and they're always very understanding. They're very patient with us because they know that our crews are working as fast as possible. And I just want to reassure all of them is that we're ready for whatever Mother Nature throws at us, and we'll be working to get the power back on as quick as possible.
Yes, for sure. I wanted to circle back on the assistance that there is.
Sure.
There are nonprofits that you guys can basically reach out to. There's that number 211, and Consumers Energy. I believe you guys can rearrange any like payment options or something like that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's a great question. So if you are having trouble with your energy payments, you can call 211. They can walk through different payment plans, different options that are available, set you up on payment plans if you've missed a couple of bills in the past. You can also always call us at Consumers Energy. Like I said, our team members are standing by, ready to help you understand what different options you may have. Our phone number is 1-800-477-5050. But yeah, there's a number of different payment plans available. I think one thing that's important when we talk about affordability and paying the energy bills, especially in these times when everything does cost more, and some folks have never necessarily had to ask for help before, and so they don't know where to start. 211 again is that great resource. You can call us at Consumers Energy, but the most important thing is talk to us sooner rather than later. Don't wait, because then that's when things start adding up and things start feeling a little bit out of control. What we want to do is be able to provide help earlier on and making sure that we're getting you the assistance that you need.
Yeah, and that's something very important. I believe that you shouldn't be afraid to seek help. There is help out there, and
Absolutely.
as you mentioned, it's always better to ask for it sooner rather than later.
Absolutely.
Just one final thing is any tips or tricks for all of us to save energy at home?
Great question. That's the biggest thing with energy bills. So the bills are, the less energy you use, the lower your energy's bills will be, and that's true in the summer months as well. One tip I always like to remind folks is your thermostat. Even just changing it 1 degree, in the winter turning it down by a degree or 2, in the summer turning it up by a degree or 2, that can save you anywhere from 1 to 3% per degree. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but it really does start to add up. Another thing I want to make sure that I mention is that smart thermostats are actually a really wonderful tool to help conserve and reduce the amount of energy that you're using. And one of the things that we just announced 2 weeks ago was we are providing 30,000 free smart thermostats to our natural gas customers, to those customers who are struggling with their energy bills. It's a completely free, no strings attached. If you are a Consumers Energy natural gas customer, you can go to our website, consumersenergy.com, and we have information there about how you can get your free smart thermostat. Using these smart thermostats, you're able to program them so that if you're at work and you don't need the heat on when you're not there, it'll automatically turn down, and then it'll automatically turn up when you're back home. You can program it when you're away if you leave for a trip or something. So these are really great tools to help reduce the amount of energy. A couple of other just small things. When you're at home, the cracks around your doors and windows can allow a lot of air to actually escape, either warm air in the winter or cold air in the summer. You're going to want to, even just 1/8 of an inch of a crack around a door or window is equivalent to the softball-sized hole right in the middle of your door or window. So you'll want to seal that with caulk or some sort of weather stripping to make sure that you're keeping, the warm air in the winter months and the cool air in the summer months, and not letting that escape. But we have over 100 tips about how you can reduce energy use on our website, consumersenergy.com. We want to be a partner with our customers and helping them know how can they reduce their energy use. Again, because the less energy you use, the more money you'll save, and that's I know that's everybody's goal, especially these days.
Yeah, I've read many of those tips just for my personal use too.
Yeah, there you go.
And I think one interesting and I guess cool one would be to just reduce your temperature during the night and use more blankets. That's helpful. And then closing the doors for the rooms that you're not really using or inside of, that could also help too.
Absolutely, those are wonderful tips.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you want to mention before we go?
I'd just love to mention that, especially as we're preparing for these winter storms today and tomorrow, one of the big risks with a storm like this winter storm that we're seeing develop with the ice on Wednesday and the wind on Thursday is there's the chance for downed power lines across the area. If you see a downed power line, they can be very dangerous. They can even be deadly. And so we just like to remind folks, stay at least 25 feet away from those downed lines. Stay away from anything they're touching, like a fence or a car if the power line comes down on a fence or car. Keep your children and pets away from them. And if you see them, you should call 911 first and then call us at Consumers Energy, 1-800-477-5050, so we can come get that secure. Our number one priority in a storm like this is to make sure all of our customers stay safe and all of our crew members stay safe as well.
Okay, thank you so much for all of that valuable information. I know that many of us need it, and we probably didn't know of all the resources that there is out there. So thank you so much for your time and for risking yourself coming over here.
No, I hope it was helpful. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you. Once again, that number is 211 if you need assistance. We have Consumers Energy's number, which is 1-800-477-5050. Their website is www.consumersenergy.com as well. Within that website, you can find out about outages, resources, payment assistance, all of that good stuff. And that would be all. So for more interviews in English and Spanish, you can visit our Facebook page, El Vocero Hispano, our YouTube page, El Vocero Hispano TV, and our website, elvocerous.com.